Hello, Jose from Pacific Contractors. This is Joel from JND SEO, and I'm going to show you 3 ways that you can improve your website and help beat your competitors online. And first things first, Jose, I don't want to waste your time, so I'm going to try to make this video as quick as possible. If at the end of the video you do want to hear more information or you have any questions, feel free to reach out. We could just set up a 5-10 minute phone call, no big deal. And if not, I'm going to give you some free tips and strategies in here that you could go ahead and apply right to your site. All right, so the 3 things we'll talk about today are content, citations, and backlinks. So let's start with content. And I'm looking at your page and to see how much content. So really what you have here is all that we're seeing. So you've got about under 100 words of content. Google actually recommends having about 1,500. The reason that they want so much content is that the more content you have, the more information you're putting out there for people searching for that information. Google really likes that. They're going to rank you higher. The other thing you could do would be to have a blog. And blogs kind of accomplish the same thing where they offer a lot of information, tips, strategies. People love reading them, and Google ranks them pretty high. Now, throughout the video, I'm also going to show you Powell Roofing. The reason why is because in the area, they're one of the top results. And if you want to climb the rankings, why not look at a company already doing it and see what they're doing, and that will give you ideas as well as showing you what you have to actually do to beat them. So if we look at Powell Roofing, we're going to just scroll through their homepage here. And let's see, we can see they don't have much content here. They have probably under 100 or 200 words also. And I don't see any blog for them, which would help a little bit. So now that we know, at least for content, it wouldn't be very hard to beat them. You know, adding probably a couple hundred words of content, you'd already be ahead of them in that. But the other reason you want a lot of content is the more content you have, the more keywords you can put into it, such as roofing, Walterboro SC. And if you put this in, this is what new customers are going to be searching in the area to find companies that offer your services. First thing you would normally find would be ads at the top of the screen, but we're not seeing any. So the first thing we see is the map pack, also called the GMB or Google My Business. This brings us to our second topic, which is citations. And those are just when you get your business name, address, phone number listed into a directory site. These are sites like Yelp, Yellow Pages, and Home Advisor, just to name a few. These top 3 companies, because they show up on this preview window, they're going to really get a lot of phone calls and a lot of exposure, especially since the map pack is the first thing that shows up on this search that was going to bring in the new customers. All right, after the map section, we're going to get to the organic section. We're going to get 10 results showing up per page here. And these all show up based on, the Google's formula and algorithm, which we now know has partly to do with content, partly keywords, and we haven't talked about the backlinks, but that's going to play a part as well. So we can rank our keyword based on the results. So number 1 for our keyword goes to the Better Business Bureau, which is a directory. 2 is going to go to Angie.com, which is also a directory. And 3 is going to go to Powell Roofing, which is our target site, the first actual company. Now, the fact that 2 directories are at the top here, in the top 3, that's a really good thing because directories are easier to beat than a local business because Google prefers local businesses to be on top of those rankings. So that's a really good thing. All right, so next I took your website, pacificcontractors.info, plugged it into a program I pay for called Eris that allows me to kind of see how your site's performing. Now, normally you'd see some headers up here, and if I jump over to Powell, I think they have some. Okay, so yeah, here's their headers. They show up above the web address. You can put your company name as well as a few keywords, which will help them to find you a little bit easier, and it gives you a few more keywords that you can be found for. Now, as far as the numbers, the information's really not registering yet, so there's not a lot to talk about, but this UR number is going to be Google's trust for you, and the DR is going to be the power, and right now we're not really having any of it register, and the higher these go, which are powered by your backlinks and referring domains, you're going to start to show up for more keywords, and the keywords are what really bring the visitors into the site. So let's hop over to Powell Roofing. We talked about their headers up there. Now, they have 378 referring domains. Referring domains are just websites that point back to your main site. And they point back with the backlinks. And the backlinks are just links that when people click on them, it could be a picture, an actual link, or a button. And when someone clicks on it, it's going to redirect them back to your site. So back to Powell Roofing in this case. So there's over 1,300 links on the 378 pages. Now, the more sites that point back to your site, the higher your trust goes because these sites are vouching for you and Google's going to trust you more. So they have a 43, which is really good. And that's going to allow them to be found for more keywords and searches. So they have 241 keywords to be found for. And that's what's bringing them about 117 visitors to their website every single month. So let's take a quick look at their keywords and just see where their visitors are coming from. All right, so the first thing we see is Powell Roofing, which is just their name. People who know who they are searching them by name. 200 people actually do search them by name. And if you're in the #1 spot, remember the top 10, like we said for our Google search, for every page, there's 10 results. The top 10 are going to get you on that first page. So being #1, you could expect to capture about 20 to 37% of this total volume. So they've got 31 visitors coming to their website from the 200. So that's a pretty good number. Now you also want to bring in new customers. That's where a phrase like this would come in, or keyword. Metal Roofing Charleston SC. 80 search it, they're #1, so they're going to get 27 of the 80 to their website. Now these ones have to do more with other directories, so they're not going to be quite as valuable. So this one here is a good one if you do siding. Vinyl Siding, Charleston SC for them. 40, #4, so they're going to get 3.8. Now you want to be in the top 10, but if you slip past it, you can see here 13 for this 150. They're going to get a little bit under 2 visitors of the 150. So the percentage does drop as you get further back. And if you're on page 2, 80 to 85% of people will not go to page 2, but you might get 1 or 2 at the very top of the page. And typically about 100 visitors to your site will equal about 20 to 30 phone calls for you per month. So that usually conservatively turns into about 2 to 4 customers, but that really depends on what your kind of percentages are for closing those. All right, Jose, now that you have all the information, you really have 3 options. If you're happy with where you're at, you don't have to do anything with it, of course. If you're looking to grow your business, you want to build it, maybe you have someone who works on the site or you do it in-house, then you could definitely use the information I gave you. And number 3, if you're really looking to build, you don't have anyone that you currently use, then you can reach out. I can answer any questions for you. We could just set up a 5 or 10 minute phone call. Thank you for your time. Really appreciate it. Have a great day.